So in my last video, I asked if there was anything that anybody wanted to know about the railroad or had any questions. Mr. Jason Light commented and said he would like to see a video on the day in the life, and I thought, man, that is the day in the life of a conductor. And I thought, man, that would be a great video to do. And there was a couple other people that commented and said they would like that also. And I thought, yeah, that's a pretty good idea. So it got my wheels turning. I got to thinking maybe I can kind of do like a vlog style, kind of see, showcase some of the odd hours I have to wake up in the morning driving to Evansville from Nortonville to work. What it's like to sit on an extra board, which I'm on the extra board this week. And it's but I also want to showcase the good, the bad, and the ugly. I think a lot of times when you hear people talking about the railroad schedule and lifestyle, all you get is the bad and the ugly. And it's not all bad and ugly. There is some good to it. Like, say for instance, right now it's almost 9:20. I worked a yard job yesterday, a day shift yard job. I got off work about 5 o'clock. I put off like 12 times out on the extra board. So what that means is I'm 12th in line. Looked at the train lineup last night before I went to bed, knew I was going to get to sleep all night. So I actually slept in this morning. I didn't get up to probably about a little over an hour ago. And I'm in my pajamas still. Been hanging around the house with my wife, drinking coffee. Now I'm out here on my back porch, reading some of the good book, getting some Jesus in me. And and there's a lot of days like that, and the reason I'm pointing this out is because you always hear you don't have a lot of time at home, and that's not true. You do get time at home. It's just not scheduled. It's not the same day every week. For somebody that's like me, all my kids are grown and it's just me and Ashley. She doesn't work, so it works out. When I'm at home, I'm getting to spend time with her. We'll buzz around town. We'll do whatever. Now don't get me wrong. There's days that I'm coming in the middle of the night. I'm getting called out first thing, right off my rest, and I'm gone again. And there are days where it is like that. I'm not saying it's not ever like that. I'm just saying, but there's a lot of days where I come home and I might not get called out for a day and a half, 2 days. So I'm getting all this time at home. And if you're on, we're on what's called a guaranteed extra board. So it means if I'm marked up and available, I'm getting paid a certain amount every week. So in essence, there's a lot of days I'm getting paid to stay at home. So that's the good side of it. The bad side of it is I can't plan things a lot of times. If you're somebody that's important to you in your life, that you got to have a schedule and hanging out with friends on the weekends and stuff like that. Yeah, this job's going to be hard on you. It's going to be rough. But if you're the kind of person that you're just a family guy, you don't really, if you're off work, you're just at home, or you're hanging out with the wife or the family. This lifestyle ain't going to bother you much. It doesn't bother me that much. I actually enjoy. My favorite part about it, this crazy schedule, is I don't have to set an alarm. I never have to set an alarm. All I got to do is sit around and wait for a phone call. And then I got 2 hours to make it to Evansville, which I have about an hour drive to get there. So, and I like to get to work at least 30 minutes early, So I don't have a lot of time. When that phone rings, I usually have my bags ready. So I answer that phone call. I'm grabbing my bags. I'm putting my cooler together. You know, kissing the wife. We're praying, and we're hitting the road. So this is what we do when we're first out. We are looking at the mainframe and the yes system. You look at the mainframe mainly because you want to look at the roster, who's first out, who's available. When you're on the extra board, basically you're in a line, and so when you get fourth, third, second, first out, you know you're getting closer. So then you look at the freight pool to see who's available, and you match that against the yes system, which the yes system is basically giving you your train lineup, and it'll be more of, it'll have times in there for what times trains are requested, projected times. So last I looked, there was 2 trains requested, 2 freight pool crews that could be possibly available. One would be off rest in time, and then the other one. So now I just now clicked on the yes system, and there are 4 trains: a coal train, a manifest train, another coal train, and a grain train. So we got 2 coal trains, a grain train, and a manifest train. One for 1,500, one for 1,600, one for 1,700, and one for 1,800. And let's just go over here and let's see. Look on the mainframe and see what crews are available. So there is no crews available right now. Let's see. So the last crew available is, looks like it's getting called for that coal train, one of those coal trains. So what that looks like is I'm probably going to get called on the manifest train. I am. And it is a train that goes into Radnor, which is the yard in Nashville. It's going to be a long night. I was kind of hoping out of 2 coal trains and a grain train, which those are usually you just get on, go, and swap with the crew down in Nashville. So the nastiest train out of all of them, I'm going to get. And it's requested for 1,600. It is 1,300 railroad time, or people time. And the difference between railroad time and people time is railroad time is the standard time that we use across the whole division, and it's Eastern Standard Time because Jacksonville, our headquarters, is in Eastern Time. I'm in the Central Time, so usually what's on my watch, what's on my phone, everything else is an hour behind railroad time. So 1,600 railroad time, which means they're going to call it 2 hours early, so it'll be 1,400 railroad time, 1,300 people time, and it is 1,300. No, yeah, I should be getting called for this thing pretty soon, like right now. Let's see if the engineer is getting called for this thing. I think I'm looking at this right. 1,600, 2 hours before 1,600 will be 1,400. Go an hour back because the railroad time be 1,300 our time. Well, oh, yeah, it's 12:05. So in another 55 minutes, I will be getting called. So update, I'm not going to get the manifest train, and I'm kind of happy about that. That one thing about it is that, you know, some people say they're not board watchers, but we watch the board, and your buddy will watch the board, and so we'll text each other. Oh, I see you're getting this. Oh, you're getting this. Oh, you're working with him. Oh, you're working with her. You know, so it's all part of the thing. So my buddy just informed me that I was getting a grain train, and so I went back and looked, and I was like, I miscalculated some of the time. See, that's where that railroad time and people time you'll get twisted up sometimes. I do, anyways. There's some guys that are slicker at looking at this stuff than me, but either way, it's looking like I'm gonna get the grain train, which is in there for 1800. They'll call it for 1600 railroad time, 1500 my time, so it would be 3 o'clock people time. So I got a couple hours, so I'm probably not going to rush. I'm still going to take a shower, but it leaves me a little more extra time than I thought that I originally had. So we'll see. Looking like I'm going to get called for a grain train with an engineer I like working with. So a good night to head south. So they are calling my engineer now. So we'll see how long it takes them to call me. So I got the text message. Let's see. CS6 is calling you to work for a grain train from Evansville to Nashville. I would screen record this so you can see, but I don't know how much of this I'm allowed to show. But so anyway, we are accepting the job now. Accepted. On duty at 1800. So now I got 2 hours to make it to Evansville, which I got about an hour drive, so I'm just getting ready to grab my bags, load up my cooler, do our thing, and head to the yard. So once I get to the yard office, what I will do is go in there and I'll get my paperwork, get my bulletins from the dispatcher, get our work order, which contains our tonnage graph and all the information that we need for our train, and job brief. And then most of the time we'll have to get a yard van to take us to wherever our train's either tied down or a crew's on it waiting for us to swap out. Well, we have made it to the yard office. Like I said earlier, I'm going here in the crew room. We'll get my paperwork, job brief with my engineer, talk to the yard master, and hopefully not have nothing crazy we have to do before we take off. But you never know. It's the railroad. Things just ever evolving, ever changing, so you never know. But just the run, just give you a run of the day, life in a day in a life of a conductor. And really, I mean, these last 2 days ain't been bad. Like yesterday, I got called out for a day shift yard job, so I got off at a decent hour. I think I was at home around 6 o'clock. Got to sleep in my bed all night. and then was home all day. This train blew in for 1800, got called at 1600, and now I'm here at the yard office at 1739. So I got a few minutes to go in there and get my stuff together and get ready for this trip south. So I would love to show you more, but there's a lot of things I can't. I can't turn the camera on in the train. I'm not going to turn it on in the yard and show any kind of sensitive information or anything like that. Wish I could show you more on that, but this is more of just to kind of give you my side of it so you can see what I go through. And I think the next one, I think I'll do a few of these, but I think the next one I might just show, and I'm not into the video here, just so you know. I will, when we land at the hotel, I'll end the video with what time it is and how long it took me to took us to get to Nashville, kind of what our trip looked like, and then what time I'll come off for rest, and then we'll bring one back. But I'll probably do another one where it shows a little bit more of the crazy hours. But either way, I also wanted to have it on a day like this to show that it's not like what you hear. It's not always just super crazy and horrible and nightmarish. It's really not. It's actually a good job. I enjoy it. I actually enjoy the crazy schedule because I don't know, a lifetime of getting up at the same time and going to the same building or doing the same thing every day. That's that gets old too, and that can wear on your mental health just as much as anything else can. So I actually, like I said earlier, I don't have to set an alarm. I just wait for a phone call and just go to work. I like that. I am back in Evansville, and how that happened is, and the reason I'm not in Nashville at the hotel is because when we was heading south, about halfway to Nashville, dispatcher hollers at us, says the chief needed us back home. So they was ordering us a van ride, and we was going to get flipped back once we got to Nashville. And that's what that's called. When you go to your away from home terminal, but then get a ride taxi van back to your home terminal, it's called a flip. So we knew we was going to get flipped. We had a feeling we was going to get flipped because there was 6 crews in the hotel when we left last night, and there was 8 of us heading south, and we was the rear of those 8 people. So that's what happened. We got flipped back. So it's about 9 o'clock in the morning. We made it to Nashville at about 4 o'clock in the morning. So to kind of recap the whole day, so you can kind of get an idea of what the day in the life can look like. Remember I said I woke up about 8:30. I did get to sleep in. Had a day shift job the day before, got off early. I was home that afternoon, got to sleep in the bed all night. So when I woke up at 8:30, I knew that I possibly gonna get called late. So I didn't take a nap, which I could have, but I didn't. I just couldn't. So 8:30, woke up, sat around the house, didn't do much but look at the board and record a video. And so 8:30 I woke up, got called at 1600 to be on duty for 1800, was heading south till 4 o'clock in the morning, or heading south, arrived in Nashville at 4 o'clock in the morning, didn't tie the train down till around 6. Van showed up
3-hour trip back north to Evansville, and now I've been up about over 24 hours, and now I got an hour drive back home. So that's the tough part, you know, the lack of sleep. You know, I could have slept in a van, but I don't sleep good in a van. I'm not comfortable with somebody I don't really know driving enough to sleep. So, and you know, I know that may sound rough, but here's the thing. You know, if you go to work for the railroad, this is what you sign up for, but this is what you get paid for. You know, they'll tell you, we don't pay you for your hard work, we pay you for your inconvenience. So as far as physical work goes tonight, when we got here, our train was tied down in a siding just north of here, and the DP was on the rear. So that means there was an engine on the rear, 2 engines on the head end. Well, we had to actually take our engines off the head end, go down to the end of our train, get the DP, swing it over, and then take all 3 of them to the head end of the train and be head end power. So the physical work that I done is I uncoupled the engine on the rear, the DP. I hung an EOT. He swung over, coupled in. I laced up some hoses, plugged in an MU cable. We went back to the head end, coupled him up, laced in the air, laced up the hoses, cut in air, and knocked off 4 brakes. And then I rode and talked to the engineer and called signals all the way south. Didn't have to stop, didn't have to get down and watch trains by, nothing. Get to Nashville, I spun 17 brakes because we tied it down on a hill. So I spun 17 brakes, and that's all the physical work that I've done. And I'm probably gonna make about $800 for this trip. So there you go. It's not bad. There's been times I've done a whole lot more work and didn't even make that in a week, you know. And I basically just chilled most of the night and made $800. So it's however you want to look at it, you know. I know a lot of guys complain about this job, but it's really it's not that bad. If this is something you're looking to get into and you can handle this crazy schedule, then, and I might do videos, some more videos in the future on how, you know, how to go about this schedule, some of the things I do, the lifestyle, what it takes to live this lifestyle, what it takes to be married and live this lifestyle. So either way, I hope you enjoy this video. I hope I kind of gave you a good idea of, you know, what the day in the life of a conductor looks like. And if you got any more video ideas or you got any questions, hey, leave them in the comments. Love reading the comments. Love the video ideas. So keep them coming, guys. I'll do my best to keep the videos coming.